يريدون أن يطفئوا نور الله بأفواههم ويأبى الله إلا أن يتم نوره ويأبى الله إلا أن يتم نوره ولو كره الكافرون
তারা তাদের মুখের ফুৎকারে আল্লাহর নূরকে নির্বাচিত করতে চায়, কিন্তু আল্লাহ অবশ্যই তার নূরের পূর্ণতা বিধান করবেন, যদিও কাফেররা তা অপ্রীতিকর মনে করে। সূরা আত-তাওবা আয়া ৩৫।
Brothers and sisters, Bangladesh is in a state of civil unrest, and yet we remain asleep. For many of us, the facts are unknown and the truth is uncertain. Shabak protesters want hangings of Islamist politicians. The Bangladeshi government claims they have evidence of war crimes, yet they refuse to pass them to international courts. The Shabak movement is a government-sponsored attempt to curb and stop the influence of Islam on a scale that has never been seen before. The Guardian newspaper reports Shamsuz Zaman, a 58-year-old timber trader who talks about Shabak. I quote, "War crimes are just an excuse," he said. Bangladesh has so many problems. The people who are leading these mobs are atheists who insult Islam, Allah and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Does it have any credibility as a war crimes tribunal?
Absolutely not. It's been condemned by the International Bar Association, Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International. And for anybody who studies these issues, you can see why it's unfair. The chairman of the tribunal, and one of the reasons why there's been an allegation of bias, is himself someone who sat on a commission that held investigations against the suspects accused, and is mentioned in one of the exhibits that's a report on those matters and is in the case. So potentially he could be made a defense witness or a prosecution witness. So there is no impartiality about this tribunal at all.
This Shabak movement is made up of Muslims, Hindus, agnostics, atheists, secularists, nationalists. The leaders of this movement are a group of bloggers who are clear enemies of Islam. They make a mockery of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Prophet and unveil the real motive behind their war crime demands. Here are some of the things they say, vindictive in nature and a direct attack against Muslims and Islam. I quote, "Allah lovers are sleeping. There are no slaves of Allah to counter the attack against him. Everyone who replies in objection to my post is," and I can't repeat the rest of the quote. Then they state, "Hijab is the highest example of Saudi vulgarity."
In Bangladesh, by some of the bloggers, huge attack they did to the Prophet ﷺ, to his wives, to his companions, to the deen of Allah, to Allah himself. One of the bloggers is saying, Allah is taking the drug now. Because he is writing all this against Allah, Allah is not dealing with him. La'natullahi alayhi. One of them saying that Muhammad's name, he changed Muhammad. Is in Bengali, Muhammad is great. And other one is Ahmaq, means the stupid. He's telling Muhammad is a great stupid.
One of the bloggers who's organizing the current uprising or current rally in the capital city, supported by the government, one of the bloggers, actually those bloggers who have been responsible through Facebook in bringing people together, wrote in his own blog that I've read with my own eyes, "If Allah comes down, we will want to hang Allah too." You want to know the true faces of those people who are currently organizing the so-called revolution in Bangladesh? They're not only an atheist in their nature, but they're secular fundamentalist in every way possible. They hate Islam, and if they could have it their way, they'll destroy every facet of Islam from Bangladesh.
State media has not reported this. Opposition media have been banned and threatened with arrest. These are only a few statements of the many vile and attacking insults against Islam made by Shabak bloggers. Yet so many of us are oblivious to this reality, and the media chooses not to report this. With this being the objective of Shabak, many innocent Muslims are being brutally murdered by police in broad daylight, without any intervention from the Bangladeshi government. Human life seems so insignificant. Elders and children abused and disgraced merely for believing in Allah.
ইসলাম বিরোধী রাসূলের অবমাননাকর উচ্ছিষ্ট কথাবার্তা আল্লাহ রাসূল বিরোধী যে কথা বলছে এর বিরুদ্ধে ইসলামী রাজনীতি বন্ধের বিরুদ্ধে আমাদের সংগ্রাম
মসজিদের গেট বন্ধ করে আমরা নামাজ পড়তে আসছি এখানে আমরা শিবির নয় আমরা আল্লাহ রাসূলের বিরুদ্ধে কথা বলছি সেজন্য আসছি
This injustice continues while Shabak protesters are being fed and looked after by the very same government. We ask you to wake up, brothers and sisters, and help us raise this awareness and spread the truth of the injustices that are taking place right in front of our very eyes.
إنما السبيل على الذين يظلمون الناس ويبغون في الأرض بغير الحق أولئك لهم عذاب
মনে রাখবেন আপনি মুসলিম আপনাকে আল্লাহ মুসলিম বলে আখ্যায়িত করেছেন আপনি জামাতি না আপনি খেলাফতি না আপনি ফুলতুলি না এই সব ব্যাপারে আল্লাহ আপনাকে জিজ্ঞেস করবেন না একদিন আপনি আল্লাহর সামনে দাঁড়াবেন আপনাকে আপনার জীবনের প্রত্যেকটি সময়ের কথা জিজ্ঞেস করা হবে কি বলবেন আপনি মুসলিম মনে রাখবেন আপনি মুসলিম
Brothers and sisters, Bangladesh at the moment is on the verge of civil war, and that is self-inflicted, not imposed from anybody else.
The Muslims are always talking about 1.6 billion Muslims, 1.5 billion Muslims, blah blah. So what can you do with 1.6 billion wet matches? What can you do with 1.6 gallons of stagnant water? What can you do with 1.6 billion pounds or tons of rotten food? Nothing. You have to recycle it to get something out of it. Today, the Muslims will have to be recycled. If you don't think so, you're just foolish and you're just naive. You're part of those people that just keep reading books and you're in la-la land. We Muslims have to have a head put on our body. We just don't think that something is wrong because we see the anatomy. We see ourselves. But the anatomy of the global nation has no head since 1924. No head on the body. And no Muslims with power or with knowledge have exerted themselves to put that head back on the body. We have resigned ourselves to be a Muslim body all over the world that everyone is looking at with no head on the body. Everybody got a head on the body. Everybody got a president. Everybody got a chairman. Everybody has a government. Even the perverts got a government.
And I was shocked to read in books that are over sometimes 1,000 years old and to find issues that are very similar to what is happening in our own community. And I say this with all humility to the movement leaders that we have. But our Islamic movements should be bringing us together. Our Islamic movements need to unite us on the truth, need to be humble and sincere, and bring the Muslims together. This is what we need in these times. Strong examples, not just izzah on other Muslims, but izzah al-kafirin, that's standing up in front of the disbelievers and the haters of truth. But there is a form of ghurur that is mentioned by the scholars, where the person spends all their time on ilm al-khilaf, that he gets the books of fiqh, he gets the books of aqidah, and he only studies the differences between this scholar and that scholar. So he becomes a master in showing you the differences between that and that, and he can actually point out a difference and tell you 10 daleels for this thing. He can tell you the opinion of that, and he can't even make salat right. But ilm al-khilaf. And so what happens is, many of our young people get caught up fighting each other over triviality. Now there are some points which are very important, but the difference of opinion should not make you hate another Muslim. It should not make you threaten the life of another Muslim. Then what is the purpose of it? And the Prophet ﷺ has told us, مَا ضَلَّ قَوْمٌ قَطْ بَعْدَ هُدَى إِلَّا أُوتُوا الْجَدَلِ, that people would not go astray after guidance until they were given the ability to argue with each other. The ability to argue. When our energy should not be spent on arguments, that we need to go forward. Because we are in a deep struggle now, whether we know it or not. And if you're in a hot struggle, a hot battle, and the bullets are flying and people are dying, and a Muslim comes on your side and you look at him, are you going to say, what madhab are you, brother? What does it matter? You have a Muslim on your side. And does it matter whether he sits in tahiyyat and he moves his finger or not? If they have daleel, if there is part of Ahl Sunnah wa Jama'ah, what is the problem? But some people are so overly heavy. They are actually tilting toward this. Their whole life is based on khilaf, on finding what is wrong with other Muslims and attacking them and shooting them down and destroying them and breaking up their organization. You don't have to have Mossad. You don't have to have these organizations, man. Just let loose some of these twisted Muslims on them. And so the great scholars of Islam 1,000 years ago said, it is ghurur. It is ghurur. It is deception. And we need to look at this before we even look outside.
وحدت را بین امت اسلامی یک ضرورت می‌دانیم. امسال را هم سال اتحاد ملی و انسجام اسلامی اعلام کردیم. انسجام اسلامی در یک وجه خود ناظر به همه دنیای اسلام است. باید با هم منسجم باشند. باید به یکدیگر کمک کنند. هم دولت‌های اسلامی هم ملت‌های اسلامی. اسلام علیه ملت‌های دیگر نیست، علیه ادیان دیگر نیست، علیه زور است، علیه ظلم است، علیه استکبار است، علیه سیطره جویی است. علاج اصلی، داروی اصلی برای امروز دنیای اسلام داروی اتحاد است. باید با هم متحد بشن. بنشینن علمای اسلام، روشنفکران اسلام، منشور وحدت اسلامی را تنظیم کنن، منشوری تهیه کنن تا فلان آدم کجفهم متعصب وابسته به این یا فلان یا اون فرقه اسلامی نتوانه آزادانه یک جماعت کثیری از مسلمانان را متهم کند به خروج از اسلام، تکفیر بکنه. بشینن منشور تهیه کنن. این جزو کارهایی است که تاریخ امروز از روشنفکران اسلامی و علمای اسلامی مطالبه میکند. اگر شما نکنید این کار رو، نسل‌های بعد مؤاخذه خواهند کرد از شما.
হে বাংলাদেশের ওলামাগণ, আপনারা একসাথে হন, আপনারা ঐক্যবদ্ধ হয়ে বাংলাদেশের এই জালেম সরকারের প্রতিবাদ করুন। মনে রাখবেন, মুসলিম হিসেবে আমরা অত্যাচার করি না। আপনারা শান্তি বজায় রেখে ঐক্যবদ্ধ হয়ে যান। যতক্ষণ পর্যন্ত আপনারা ঐক্যবদ্ধ না হয়েছেন, ততক্ষণ পর্যন্ত আল্লাহর সাহায্য আসবে না। কিয়ামতের দিন আল্লাহ আপনাকে জিজ্ঞেস করবেন না আপনি কি আওয়ামী লীগ না বিএনপি, জামাতি না মজলিস। আপনি মুসলিম। আমাদের খুদা এক, আমাদের রাসূল এক, আমাদের কোরআন এক, আমাদের সুন্নাহ এক। ডিফারেন্সেস থাকতে পারে ফিকহের মধ্যে, কিন্তু আমরা এক আল্লাহর বান্দা। লা ইলাহা ইল্লাল্লাহ মুহাম্মাদুর রাসূলুল্লাহ। চিন্তা করে দেখেন, আপনারা যদি এক হয়ে দাঁড়িয়ে যান তাহলে আপনাদের অনুসারীরাও এক হয়ে যাবে। আর যদি আপনারা এক হয়ে যান তাহলে বাংলার মাটিতে আপনারা খেলাফত আনতে পারবেন, যে খেলাফত ছাড়া মুসলিম জাতির এই দুর্দশা। হে উলামাগণ, চিন্তা করুন, আল্লাহকে ভয় করুন, আর আপনারা এক হয়ে যান। আপনারা এক হয়ে এই জালিম সরকারের প্রতিবাদ করুন।